All right, everyone, it's that time of the day again. It's Mayhem here, back with another gameplay commentary, this time Convergence on Wakanda. This is actually a fairly short match, which I always appreciate. I've been having too many double OT, triple OT matches that take about 30 minutes and you only get around 22 points for it. But I'm running Strange here, tag teaming it up with our Wanda, and we're running a 3 support comp with the Iron Man team up to Ultron. That team up has been working out pretty well, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far. So much so that Iron Man has been one of my top bans lately. I think I'll get used to it to see what the meta turns out to be. But as of now, Iron Man has just been really annoying, and Ultron's been pretty good as well. So being able to take away that ability is a good counter, considering I have no idea how to play him, nor do I want to play him at all. But at the start of this match, we held this point for quite a while, especially in this little corner here. Their Loki was kind of reckless, putting his clones just down right in front of us, so they very quickly got destroyed. And as long as I'm Strange, I can deal with those Namor squids pretty easily. Way easier than when I play Emma. So at this point, I'm kind of checking my corners, making sure no one's trying to sneak up around here. Hulk keeps jumping in and then jumping out. He's unable to really make a push at all. And at this point, I know that they're not really able to push through, so sooner or later, they're going to have to try to come through the stairwell to switch it up. So during this match, whether it was their Invis or their Loki, there was about 3 times that they ulted way out of position. There was no way that their team was going to be able to push up with that, and all it did was just completely waste a support ult for them. Which is good for us, but I did notice that a couple times. So like I said, at this point, now the strategy for them is going to change, and they're going to try to come through the stairwell, so we're all transitioning over here. I'm building up to my ult. I almost have it in a second, and I know that once she uses that ult, I'm going to have free reign to try to jump on and grab a couple of their supports. Unfortunately, right as I do that, Mag ends up bubbling support. I only get Hulk, and it's not really enough to get the kill, unfortunately. And hearing Punisher's ult, I'm going to go ahead and back off a little bit here, go back down the ramp to try and get out of it. So they do a good job of pushing us off the point. They don't end up really getting anything from it, especially once Rocket pops that. I've been noticing a lot more Punishers in my ranked games lately, and I think those buffs to his mobility, damage, clip size, and bullet spread are a game changer. We'll see where this takes him in the meta, but he's been even getting banned a couple times too. I get super low here, and I fly up to retreat. They push us off the point. Thankfully, Invis is clutch with that, gets me up to full health. I get back in the midst of the battle. There's a bit of a lack of awareness on my end here, not knowing who on my team is alive and who's not, if I have any support at my back. And because of that, I try to maintain my position on the point instead of retreating once we were down in numbers, and it ends up biting me in the ass right here. As they start ganging up on me, I try to fly up to get out of it, not really knowing that my entire team is dead, and they end up getting the kill there. Coming back from spawn, they were able to take the point. I didn't use my ult here. I was thinking about using it actually when I was flying up, but thankfully I didn't, because that would have been a complete waste. So they do a good job at pushing up here and cutting off that corner, which forces me to retreat here so I don't die. The rest of my team is still coming back.
Can we get some heals up in here, please?
And they only got 1 person on the cart, so it's not moving too fast, thankfully. So although they are putting the pressure on it, they didn't really get as far as they could have gotten. Another Invis ult that's completely off the point. Punisher's about to pop his here, and he has to go out of the Invis ult in order to do it. So I think he does manage to get 1 kill, but it wasn't as effective as it could have been. Still, they're doing a good job of putting the pressure on us. I constantly have to go back and retreat. I try to peel for Hulk here because I know he's targeting the healers. We do manage to take him out, and then I'm going to advance. I'm looking for an opportunity to pop my ult here. And I'm going to use it right here. So I end up getting Punisher here, take a healer out with that, so they're down at least 1 duelist and a healer. Another Loki invis ult there, so we got to kind of
ult.
pull back out of there so I can continue to get healed.
Something behind us?
They get a little bit staggered here, so we're able to put the pressure on Strange and knock him out with our Punisher ult. And now I'm just going to kind of put the pressure on them there. Just kind of do some poke damage if I can. But we get about 30 seconds off of that. Hulk's going to jump back on. He's going to get bubbled by Mag. Or maybe that was his own bubble. Whichever. He jump in, jump out, as he usually does. But he got a little bit overzealous again, so now I'm going to target him. I'm going to try and burst and kill Bruce there, because I've had way too many times where I ignore him thinking that he's just going to easily die. And he ends up coming back as Hulk just a few short seconds later, which is always such a waste. I know Wanda's going over here, so I'm going to cut her off, and me and our Wanda are able to finish her. Visible Woman ults in the middle of the cart, which is great placement, but unfortunately terrible timing because there is absolutely no reason for it. At this point, they only got around 25 seconds left, so we just got to keep putting the pressure on them, not let them advance, and use our surroundings to our advantage. Thankfully, we are running Penny and Rocket right now, which I think is a fantastic team up, especially on defense or even like domination and stuff. Fortunately, Punisher does take out 2 of us with his ult, and we are down in numbers, but we are not down in spirit here. Wanda's able to take Hulk out of that form, go back to Bruce. I pop my ult here. Thankfully, was able to get Invis outside of the Loki fountain, and I end up taking out both healers with that. So now we're just going to be uber aggressive here to take them out. So good stop here. You know, feeling positive about it, but I have lost plenty of times, even when they've made it even a shorter distance than that. So at this point, I'm not promised anything, and I just want to get aggressive and try to capture it right off the back. So you'll see here, this was a bit of a struggle. As well as we were able to hold them off on defense, they were able to do the exact same thing with us. So I'm trying to take space here, but having that Punisher turret right there, putting all that pressure on my shield is really tough. And if I can't reach him with my daggers and we got no DPS shooting him from a distance, it's a struggle, and I'm not really able to push up with it. So I'm trying to push up here. At the same time, Hulk is diving into our backline a little bit, and that's putting pressure on our invis, taking away the heals from me. So it's kind of really stagnant at this point. Thankfully, I haven't, throughout my matches so far in 2.5, I haven't seen a whole lot of dive, and I think that's definitely the new meta, going away from it, which I think I said in a previous video, I absolutely love. Hated going against dive, and even if I got to deal with more flyers, I'll take that 10 out of 10 times. I'm shouting from my team to shoot the rocket ult, but fortunately without comms, that is just not going to happen. And I get grappled by Bucky and killed there.
All set up once more.
So now we're at 1.5 minutes already. We've made absolutely no progress on capturing the point. Same thing happening here with the long distance Punisher turret. Just kind of doing some poke damage, trying to slowly push up as much as I can.
Get us in there.
Heals are good though. We got an invis ult. Gonna immediately jump in there, and I'm gonna pop my ult in just a second once I wait for their invis ult to die down. Again, shooting, once I hear the rocket ult, I'm always saying, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, but yeah, no one can hear me. I'm not actually talking to anyone. I tried to put the pressure on this Bucky here, but unfortunately he was able to push me off and eventually take me out. So now, you know, we're not in a very good spot here. We got 25 seconds. I got to go up the stairwell here, just try to do something different. Their Penny ends up ulting and putting all those mines in there. I do hear our rocket ult right at the top corner there, so hopefully that's not a huge target. And I turn out to be right because we are able to kind of put the pressure on here. I see them waiting in this little corridor here, so I'm going to try to pop my ult to take them out. And I do get 2 of them right there. And I'm also kind of like body blocking that whole hallway in there so we can put pressure on them without them jumping back onto the point. So once I get grappled into this little room here, I notice that Mag is sleeping behind us, which means that at this point he's going to be completely isolated. So I'm going to be aggressive on him to try to finish him off. Meanwhile, I see Penny right there in the top corner, and I hear Punisher start to use his ult. Thankfully, our Punisher is able to finish him off because Punisher was also isolated, and we're able to finish off Penny and secure the point. We got a new clock here, 225 to push it forward. I'm just going to jump on it, have as many bodies on it as possible to get to move as fast as possible. And we reach this little corner kind of at the same part where we stopped them for a large majority of the match. Plenty of damage here. I'm going to use the cart as cover a little bit, try to take that damage off of me and build up my ultimate once again. All right, this is the part of the match where shit got real. Penny drops her nest down in front of the cart here, which kind of impedes on us moving it forward. So I try to poke at it from the right. And while I do that, Bucky drops his ult right on the top of my dome. And the rest of the team gangs up on me and ends up killing me. Oh, no hope. Except for the rocket revive, putting me right back in the battle while I still have my ult and while I hear Cloak start to use her ult. So now we're going to be super aggressive here. I'm still looking for a chance to use it, and I find it here as they all group up underneath the bridge. I pop it, freeze 4 of them, and even with the rocket ult healing them, we are able to take out all 4. I turn around, jump back onto the cart, told my non-existent chat to clip that, and as I see Rocket running over here, I'm just going to finish him off with one last Maelstrom burst, and that is going to secure the win for us. So again, not too long of a match, but very satisfying. Got a little bit dicey in trying to capture the starting point, which is why I hate Convergence over Convoy. But, you know, you win some, you lose some.
God bless the Buffs.
So I was able to secure a win here and the MVP at 30-5. And yeah, things were flowing for me there. Strange, obviously. I'm enjoying the buffs with him. And I'm going to try to do some DPS gameplay here on out. Switch it up a little bit so it's not always Strange and Emma. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Just trying to get better out here with each video, so I appreciate your patience. And I will see you on the next one.